All right, all right. We are live. We are live. Team Success Pilot on fire. And I have an all-star panelist on the Hangout with us. And tonight we're going to be talking about how to take control of your life now. And that means, so many different things to so many people. And what's so powerful about, just a group of people getting together, and a group of cool people at that, right? A group of people who has really demonstrated how to take control of their life, um, how to really take the steps necessary to make changes, to overcome obstacles. And when I talk about this stuff, it isn't an overnight thing, right? As humans, as people, we're always growing, we're always learning. But the great thing about it is that we have the choice, if we so choose, to really take control of our lives. And we're just going to share just some of our experiences from our hearts, some of what we've been through to really overcome obstacles and take the steps necessary to better ourselves, not just financially, but also in terms of our relationships with other people, in terms of really just living a balanced and a quality life, a dream life, right? It's bringing our dreams to fruition. So what I want to do is I really want to just get into this, and I'm excited to introduce to you the all-star panel that we have. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris Vicenti, and I've actually been working online as an internet marketer for just over a year now. Back in early 2012, I was actually able to take control of my own life in terms of my career, and fire my boss, right, and go full time to work from home, and really still take care of my family. And I'm going to tell you, it hasn't always been easy. There's times where I felt like giving up, but I'm going to tell you is, if you just keep pushing forward. I don't know what it is that you're going through right now. I don't know, where your life's at. But what I can tell you is, if you surround yourself with a great group of people, and I mean, that's one of the reasons why we do this hangout. We've reached out to so many different people, connected with people from all walks of life, that are going through similar things or have gone through similar things as us, and we can really extend our hand out and hopefully give them a hand up, or at least help them and share our wisdom and insight from our experiences. But that being said, we're always learning and growing as a group, and so what's so powerful about that is the fact that we can also learn from one another, and really just take it to the next level. So that being said, I'm going to hand this over to, let's start with the only girl here this evening, with Angela, and I'll have her share a little bit about herself and her story.
I'm actually, um, my name is Angela Smith, and I'm in Oregon City, and I'm a newbie. I just started this online business world uh, in May, May 6th. So I've come a long ways, and yeah, I'm nervous. Um,
Yeah, and we've seen you just in the course of the past couple weeks, months, that you've joined our team, really taking the steps to make progress inside of your business, right? So you're just like us. You joined us and you made the decision to work to build your business online. Is that right?
mhm, yep.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit about that, like your experience with getting started and working to build your business on the internet.
I've been through several sponsors, and I finally found Linnea, and she's really taken my online business to another level, and I'm really excited about getting results.
Yeah, that's and that's one of the keys I think is really finding whether it be a leader or a group of people that not only has succeeded, but is there to really show you the ropes and to help you, and to really that really genuinely cares, right? And I think we can all say that your leader, even though she's not on the panel tonight, Linnea is just an amazing leader, an inspiring person who's helped so many people, right?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you, Angela. Antwan, let's hear from you.
Hey everyone, what's up? This is Antwan with workwithantwan.com. I'm originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. So here's the thing. As Chris stated, and you see the panel that we have here today, we're all coming today to basically kind of like give you an idea of what it's like to take control of your life right now. And I don't know where you're at or where you are in your life, and what you're going through. And I was talking to Chris earlier today about the issues surrounding yesterday with the government shutdown and how many people are actually going to be affected by that. I'm one of those people. I'm a disabled vet. I served in the military, and I do get benefits from the government. But I took a look at that. I really tried not to be consumed by what was going on, but I had to really pay attention to understand just how much control the government has over your life if you choose just to succumb to the conformity of what they want you to conform to. And as you're looking right now and as you're paying attention wherever you may be, right now is the opportunity for you to make that decision, because we all have come from something and from somewhere. And it's a matter of a decision that you have to make. And for me, I heard an opinion or a statement made by someone that says the sum total of your life is based on a decision that you make. And I realized roughly about 6 months ago, after going through some things in my own personal life, that I pretty much lost everything that I had. And I was on the verge of giving up. I was ready to just throw in the towel and just concede to, this is just my life, and this is the way it's going to be, and I'm just going to take the cards that life has dealt me. But I had to get a check in my mentality, and luckily for me, I have people around me that kind of built me up just to say, you know what, you're more than what you are, and you're more than what you believe that you are right now, and there's so much more of you that is waiting for you to reach your better you. And I had to make a decision roughly about 6 months ago to say, you know what, right now I am going to take my life and I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to do something to change the course of my life that is going to place me above everything else that I've been debilitated by. And I made that decision. And wherever you are right now in your life, and right now while you're making that decision to click that button to join right now, get in contact with any of the people that's on this panel that may have invited you, or if you're just coming out of the woodworks, I encourage you just to join now, take control of your life, because we don't know where things are going to go. And the only person that can control what happens in your life is you. You can't depend on anyone. You can't depend on the government. You can't depend on family and friends. It's your life, and it's your decision. And as you make that decision right now to just join, take the chance to join, lock arms with people like we did. I mean, I had to learn how to just just kind of like put myself on the side and just say I'm going to be willing to learn from someone who knew more than me, someone that has more than me, the things that they have, the things that I want. I'm willing to learn as much as I can. And I've locked arms with the panel of people that you see here, and I've learned so much from them that has helped me to build myself and my business. And this has given me a platform that I can voice my opinion however I choose to, through means of our blogging platform and through the means of social networking, or even coming together like this on this Hangout. So wherever you may be right now, click the link right now, join, don't hesitate, just make the decision to change your life. And I guarantee you, once you start taking control of your life, you'll see all of the other problems that you have don't exist, because you will rise above them. But it's up to you, and for you to just click the link below and just join, and just take the journey along with us and millions of other people that are choosing to take control of their life, and see how far you actually go when you trust yourself and not put your trust in other people. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ellis Dandy, workwithellis.com, and he can tell his journey and tell his story, and we'll continue to talk later.
Thanks, Antwan. Good stuff.
Uh,
I guess to kind of piggyback on the theme here about taking control, um, of your life and your situation. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that just an entrepreneur at heart, and I mean right now, I'm an entrepreneur and I work part time, but I'm pursuing to shift that into full time. I'm not in that position yet, but in the journey that I'm in, I am full part time and experiencing some of the fruits of that. And that journey for me is part of me taking control of my situation, of my life, because I'm not one of those people that wants to work for someone for the rest of my life. I don't want to be in that position where somebody is controlling, my paycheck, my time, when I can go to lunch, vacations, all that good stuff. It just, there's something inside of me that says, hey, there's something more to it that I need to be doing. This is personally for me, not people who like their job and enjoy what they do, then that's great because you're in a blessed position because not a lot of people really enjoy what they do for a living in regards to working for someone else. So, and I've never really fit into that pattern of really enjoying. I mean, it's okay, right? And bringing in some money and some pay some income for the family. But as far as me really enjoying working for somebody else and just kind of being under their dream has never been a lifelong vision or goal of mine because I have my own dreams and different stuff that I want to do and different positions that I see myself in. So it was kind of like Antwan talked about. Taking advantage of this viral blogging system that we have, it's one of the steps that I took in that direction because, that is a component in, part of my online marketing that puts me in a position for residual income to build up, the type of income that I need to replace my, day job, if you will, so that I can continue to take control of my financial situation, which is going to open up other doors for other things that I'm trying to do. So, I don't know where you're at. I don't know what your story is, what your journey is. But again, me and the people on this panel have chosen the entrepreneurial route of, hey, I kind of want to have more control over what I'm doing, right, and where I'm headed, and with my finances, with my family, my time, what have you. So, that's kind of where we're at here tonight. So, like Antwan said, there's an open invitation for any of you to join us and come and be a part of. It's that being an entrepreneur means that you have to learn some different stuff versus being a 9-to-5er, right? Because you don't have the same type of structure over here as you have in a job of working for someone else. So just kind of understanding, hey, if there's some things that I'm going to achieve in my life that I've never done before, then there's going to be some new information and some new skill sets that I need to learn that I don't already possess to get me where I'm trying to go. So, and that's what we're doing here. So, anyway, I don't know what else, Chris, what you want to chime in with on that. Did we lose Chris?
No, I'm here. I was talking on mute with no camera though. So no, thank you for that because when we talk about taking control of your life, like I said, that could mean so many things, and each and every one of the panelists just shared a little bit about their experience. And the beauty of this and the great thing about it is that we're all at different phases inside of our business. But the great thing about it is that we can all come together and feed off of each other's strengths and each other's talents and really work to become not only the best version of ourselves, right? But we can also work to become the best team, and really work together to achieve whatever goals that we have in life. And so I want to take a step back here and talk a little bit about the journey that I've been on over the course of the last 5 years, and really what prompted me to make a decision to change my life. Because you see, and like we said, we don't know where you're at currently. We don't know maybe what issues you're going through. Maybe you have relationship issues, or maybe you're battling with some sort of drug or alcohol addiction. That's okay. There's many people that have joined our community, that have joined our team, that have actually used this platform, right? Use this community of not just business leaders, but this community of people, to really take that next step in their life and overcome these problems. And so for me, when I look back 5 years ago, I was actually just coming off of graduating from college. And you might think, well, graduating from college, shouldn't that be one of the milestones of your life? Shouldn't that be one of the most happiest points of your life, when you're just really ready to take the world by the reins and achieve your goals, right? And when I looked at my peers and I looked at my classmates and my friends, they were all, taking steps towards, building their career. They were all doing internships with Fortune 500 companies, and they were taking the steps to really build their life, right? Build the foundation for the next 40, 50, 60 years of their life. And for me, I was someplace entirely different. For me, I, just through my experiences, got caught up with the wrong people. I started hanging out with people that like to party every night, and you think back to college. If you've been in college, you know that there's a pretty big party scene. Well, it just so happened that I went to one of the largest party universities in the country. Not to say that, make excuses and say that that's the reason why I started down that path, but that's to say that there's a lot of people that go down that path but aren't willing to admit it. And when I think back 5 years ago, I couldn't imagine even just telling this story on a live hangout, or even just talking about some of the things that I went through. Well, so, I got caught up with the wrong people. I started drinking every night. I started partying, and it started to affect not only my schoolwork, it started to affect where I was going and the direction that I was going. And when I woke up every morning and I looked in the mirror, I didn't like the person that I saw, right? And if I continued down that path, I would sure be met with an addiction, an alcohol addiction. And I've seen so many people, not only in my family, but just in life in general, deal with all of that. For me personally, it was present in my family, and I saw that how it damaged relationships, how it tore people apart. And I hit that breaking point. I hit rock bottom, not only with myself personally, but in my relationships with my own parents, my relationships with my girlfriend at the time. We were literally at rock bottom, and ready to split ways. And through some, through some guided divine intervention. I don't know if you're spiritual or, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. I just personally feel that something guided me in a different direction. And it just so happened that after one of the worst nights of like a 3-day drinking binge, after having the most horrible argument with my girlfriend at the time, and as a matter of fact, we had already had our first daughter, our first kid, but we had the worst argument, and we were literally ready to split ways, right? And as we go, maybe I'll share more of my story. I know I'm just giving bits and pieces, but I tell you this all because, when we come together and when we work to build a business and when we work to make money online, it's not just about the money. It's about personal growth. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And through that experience, as horrible as it was a lesson. There was a gem of wisdom. And in any experience in your life, It's simply a lesson to help you get to wherever it is that you want to go. And I just happened to come across a book, and I actually have it on my desk. It's a book called A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And it's a book by Eckhart Tolle, and that book just so happened to appear in my life the moment that I needed it. And I firmly believe that, things are introduced to us right at the right time.
Right.
Well, it was true for me. So I picked up that book, I started reading it, and it talked about and it framed a lot of the struggles that I was going through, and it positioned it in a way that made me make a decision to become a better person, that literally slapped me in the face and woke me up and said, "You're better than this. Your family deserves more. You deserve more," right? And each and every one of you watching this, it doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what you've been through. You deserve the best in life. You deserve to work towards fulfilling your life dreams. And I'm going to tell you that the journey that I've been on after picking up that book, it hasn't always been easy. There's been 2 steps back and 3 steps forward and then 5 steps back, right? So is life. But the fact of the matter is we continue to move forward every day. And on that journey, I was actually introduced to this wonderful community that we're a part of. And this panel here is just a small sampling of that. So on that journey, I was introduced to the Empower Network. And if you're familiar with the Empower Network, if you've seen any of our videos that we've made or websites that we've shared with you, it's just a community of people who also made a decision to take control of their life. They made a decision to take action, to stop letting external circumstances control you, and really take the steps to be the person that you deserve to be and that you can be. And what we have here is a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, right? A community of people that have come together to build their business on the internet. Now, maybe your struggles haven't been that bad, but maybe you feel that you're just stuck wherever it is that you are. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you just feel that an extra $200 or $300 would be nice. Well, we can show you how to do that. Any one of these amazing panelists can help you, and the great thing about it is that like attracts like. You might have heard that saying before. And with a community as strong as we are, you can team up with somebody who has already been what you've been through, or who has talents that complement yours, and together we can run together. So join us. There's a button below that says join now. Make a decision. You might not even know what the business is. It doesn't matter. I didn't know, right? But I just joined because I was inspired by what I heard. And sometimes when you hear something, and the fact that you're watching this right now, it might be the perfect time for you, right? To take action, to make a change in your life, to decide to take control. And so what we have here, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, what we have here is just the most, not only a great community, but the most amazing business vehicle to help you to achieve your financial goals, right? And I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, when I joined, my big focus was on making money. But what I found when I looked a little bit deeper was so much more than that. It wasn't just the solution to make more money. It wasn't just the solution to achieve my financial goals. It was the solution to really help me to fulfill my life purpose. And if you feel that you need that extra motivation, or you need some sort of inspiration, maybe you feel that you just need to make a change, join us. There's also a learn more button below. You can actually click that button and you can actually enter your email address on the next page, or get back to whoever invited you to this and talk with them. Just have an honest discussion. That's why we do these, right? To invite more people into our community so that we can work together and become more powerful and more amazing, right? And so here's what I'll say. I'll say that we're here to help you. We have the resources, we have the community members, and we have an amazing a vehicle to help you to build your business. And we'll talk a little bit more, about the specifics as we go. But right now, I'll invite another one of the panelists to share maybe a little bit more about their life experiences or maybe challenges in their past that they've overcome and how they've gotten to where they are now.
Who's gonna do that? Ellis, Angie. You know, you know what? Look, I can honestly tell you, a lot of the panel up here, they know pretty much about my story, and for those people that are close to me out there, you know what? 5 months, 6 months ago, you couldn't have caught me being in a position where I could have told anybody about the things that I've gone through. Like I said, I come from a background where I worked, I was a husband, a wife, 2 kids, going to school every day for roughly about 6 years. I was a juvenile psychology major, and just overnight, things took a turn for the worse, and I pretty much was reduced from a 4-bedroom home to a 1-bedroom apartment, no car, to sleeping on a friend's floor, to eventually moving into my sister, sleeping with my sister, because my life had taken a dramatic turn. I was pretty much in a position where, the job that I had, I relied on, I needed my car in order to perform my job, but because I had a car that I couldn't afford anymore because of some issues with the court, I had to end up giving that car back. And fortunate for me, I had a family member who had a car that she was able to give to me that eventually broke down. Now here I am at the pinnacle of my life, trying to sit up here and figure out how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna maintain going to work, realizing that I need a car in order to do my job, to perform my tasks. But I don't have enough finances to actually do that. I can't afford to fix the car that I had, and I definitely couldn't afford to get a new one. And eventually, and this is a moment this is where I've grown. Eventually, it was a matter of keeping food on my table, keeping a roof over my head. I had to eventually settle for whatever. Well, eventually, this is what happened. I was evicted from my place and ended up living sleeping on my friend's floor. And I was at the lowest of lows in my life, where I felt like everything that was going on in my life, I was just ready to just give it up. I had this opportunity come before me once before last year, and I kind of overlooked it because of some things that I was going through. And fortunate for me, the opportunity presented itself again, that I took a look at. It took me almost a year in order to make that decision, but it took me to go through a string of things that really opened up my eyes to say, you know what, get out of the self-pity, lace up your boots, and just go to work. And what really helped me is that I had some supportive people in my family. I had some sisters, my nieces, they all pretty much just buckled up and helped me to see that there was more to me than I was able to see myself. And then I read a book. I read a series of books. One of the books was The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I read a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, which I'm quite sure a lot of you are familiar with. But it was one book in particular that really opened my eyes up, that changed my life. And it was by an author friend of mine named Rosemary Christie, who actually wrote a book called Knowing the Secret. After I read that book, I can tell you that book completely transformed my life. But here's the thing. I was put in a place where I had to learn how to deal with me. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And when you're in that position, a lot of times we run from having to deal with our own circumstances, but I had no choice but to deal with me. And fortunate for me, I was able to get in touch with people like the people on this panel, and particularly I would talk about someone like Ellis. Ellis was a man that I was able to connect with, talk with, in the late night hours about things about life. And you know what, he befriended me in a way that goes beyond just what this business is and what we're in for this business for, what this business is for. He became my friend, more even like a brother to me. And this is what happens. I started this thing hoping that the money would be the reason that was going to propel me to that next part of my life. But as I got deeper into the business and I started realizing the relationships that I was able to build with people, I was able to get in touch with Ellis and get in touch with Chris and Angela and some of the other panels that are not here, like my sponsor Linnea Green and Michael Spikes, and and Miss V and some of these other people, and they really impressed themselves upon me that helped me to change who I was. But I tell you, when it got down to the point where I couldn't do anything but deal with me, that is when I started seeing that awakening happen in my life. And there's a saying that say, don't allow your past to make you bitter, but allow it to make you better. Well, I did just that, and it took a lot for me to humble myself to a point where I let the past be the past, and I allowed myself to let that old person that once existed die and take on this new person that I am today. So now, as you're out there right now listening, whether you be a single mother or maybe you're being a father who's being taken through the mill for whatever reason, this is an opportunity for you to really get your life back. You may not be able to beat the system, but you can rise above it. And if you're a single mother out there that is struggling, trying to make it through, just trying to do whatever you got to do, trust me, there are so many women in this organization that are leading, that are doing great things, from the Tracy Walkers to the Nicole Coopers to, you know, the sponsors that we have, Lanier Green, to even someone like Angela who just started, but she's a leader. She's learning how to be that, but she's a mother who stays at home. There are so many women in this organization that are doing big things, and as you come a part of this group and this organization, by clicking that button right now, don't think about it, just click the button and get involved, and you'll see just where your place is. Because I'll tell you, once you get inside, you'll understand that it starts to change who you are, the makeup, the nucleus of who you thought you were. You'll realize there's so much more to you than you could have ever imagined. And that's what this opportunity has given me. I wake up with life, full of light, because I see so much more. I spend time writing blogs, and now my voice can be heard. You know, here I am. I didn't understand how to write. I didn't understand how I can be this person that I can affect so many people's lives. And like so many people on this panel, I've heard it before. There's nothing greater than getting a message, or getting a message on my Facebook or through my email or my YouTube channel, or someone just talking to me saying, you know what, you touched my life. Something that you said touched my life. I don't even know these people. And a lot of us have experienced that we don't even know these people. And these people are coming from everywhere. They just send you a message because of something that they read that you've written, or a video that we put out. And they just said, you know what, I just wanted to say thank you because that really changed my life. It really put some things into perspective for me. That is one of the greatest things that I can honestly say that I've had the joy of experiencing. You know, I just took a trip to go to Portland, Oregon to visit one of my sisters. And as I was on a train ride, there were so many people that I got an opportunity to engage with, to converse with. There were people on there that were crying, and I'm sitting over here thinking, like, I don't even know you. But people are crying, and they're talking to me, telling me their story. And I remembered what Abraham Hicks said. You're going to come to a place when you get to your center. You're going to be at a place in your life where it won't even matter. People are going to see you as someone that they can engage with, someone that knows, that someone that has the answer. You may not even realize it yourself. But I get that so much now that it's like talking to people. It's such a thing that it creates such an atmosphere with people that I'm absolutely loving. And even being amongst my team that we are right now, the panel that's here and the panels that are not here, being able to engage with them every day has made so much of a difference in me and the person that I've become. And I have so much gratitude for that, and I have so much gratitude for where I am and for where I'm going, because we all know that we're going somewhere, because we all made that decision to change the course of our life. And as you're doing the same thing right now, as you're making that decision and you're clicking that button right now, I promise you, when you decide to do that, you're going to see your true makeup, and you're going to see where your life can truly go, because you were willing to make that decision. And that's all it's about. It's about taking control of your life. So take control of your life right now. Don't think about it. Just act on it. Wherever you may be or whatever's going on in your life, make that decision and take control of your life by clicking the button below, and get in touch with the person that invited you on this hangout. And I guarantee you, let's just roll with the pack, and let's just go with it and lock arms and see where you go. And I guarantee you, you're going to see that there's so much about your life than you could have ever fathomed, just because you made the decision to do so. And if you can't, just consider this. Look at your life where you are right now. and honestly answer this question. Are you in the same position right now that you were 5 years ago? And if you can answer that and say yes, that means that you're not growing and you haven't grown. Now I want you to answer this question. Do you think where you are right now with the challenges in your life and the mindset that you have, are you going to see yourself in the same position another 5 years from now going forward? And if you honestly can say, based on where you are right now, that you're going to see yourself there, then it's time for a change, because you're not growing. You're not progressing. You're regressing. And it's time for a change. There's so much more to you than meets your own eyes. But it's a matter of you making that decision. So make the decision right now. Click the link below. Don't hesitate. Just click the link below and connect with us and take your life to the next level, because you absolutely deserve it. I promise you that.
Wow, wow, that amazing stuff, Antoine. Thank you for sharing.
Same
Uh,
to you, Chris.
thank you, Ellis. I see you there. I know you got something to say. I know you got something to add to that. Just from, and this is just going off of the getting to know you as a person, and so the world wants to get to know you. Share a little bit more about maybe something that you've overcome, or something that tried to take control over you, but you persisted and you overcame it.
But it's funny, because I'm sitting here listening to Antwan, and I'm like, man, who's gonna follow that, right? And Chris, you just throw the potato in my lap.
That's not potato. That's why I passed it on to you, because that's hard to follow, man.
Hey, man, I learn from the best. I learn from people on this panel. Trust me, I pay attention to everybody.
One thing about Antwan, man, he's always trying to edify somebody, but that guy's got a lot, as you can tell by how eloquently he speaks. He's a great speaker and actually a great writer. But he has a lot of good stuff to share, and we learn from him all the time. At least I know I do. So definitely love to have the friendship that I have with this guy, and just continuing to build and get to know him better. But in regards to some of my journey and maybe overcoming some stuff, I'll back up to maybe a couple of years ago, right, where I was out in California, and 2010 wasn't the best year financially for me, and for some business efforts that I was pursuing at the time, not online marketing or network marketing related, but in just business for myself. And some things didn't fall through as promised or calculated, and some people kind of put me in a bad position. So the unfortunate thing was I had a wife and a daughter. So now I was like, okay, how do I regroup and like Antwan was talking about, pulling the bootstraps up, and I had to call my best friend and say, hey man, I need, me and the family need to crash it in your spare room for a little while. Thank God he had it, right? Otherwise, I don't know really what would have transpired at that point. So end up. I mean, that's kind of a humbling experience, to have to move your wife and your daughter into a room, of somebody else's house, because you haven't been able to bring forth the finances and the income to have your own space. And but it's just been part of my journey. And fortunately, I've come out of that. Ended up relocating back to Georgia. Had to come here and lean on family. My dad kind of helped me get back across the states, and found a job, worked for my cousin and another guy, and have since been stabilized, but it wasn't pretty, right? Kind of climbing out of that hole, and so that for me is one of the reasons that really adds fuel to the fire of me in pursuit of what we're here to do now. Everybody on this panel has grabbed a hold of this opportunity because this is one of the vehicles that I saw that came along, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of like Chris. The first time I saw it, I really didn't know what it was about, but I did my research, a little bit and looked up on what it was, and I was like, hey, I think I can do something with this. And of course, there was a learning curve, and there's stuff I'm still learning, but I'm in the game. Number one, and number two, like I said, it was a vehicle that I saw that I could position myself in and grab a hold of this opportunity and run with it, so that I'm not in that position again like I was before of having to put my family in a situation where we have to, live and lean on somebody else because we can't have or I can't afford to provide our own space. So, like I said, praise God, I came out of that, climbed out of that hole and moving forward. And I'm sure, maybe some of you out there have, maybe you're in a hole right now. I don't know. But maybe you've come out of a hole and you understand, some of what that's like, and you don't want to return back to that place. I'm right there with you. So part of the invitation of what Antwan was saying and with the buttons below this video, even what Chris said, that there's a button that says learn more. If you're curious, click the button, see what it's about, learn something, about what this opportunity might bring for and do for you, and how it might change your life.
Right.
Because one thing I can promise you, one thing I do know, is that this is an opportunity, and I know Chris and Antwan spoke to it, where they, we've all seen some growth. And I know Angela's story of, her transitioning from a previous company that she was in into this, because it's not so much the opportunity itself. I mean, that's a piece of it. Let's not, minimize that, right? But the bigger piece is joining a team, joining people that you trust and people that you see, hey, these people have fire in their eyes. These people are going somewhere. These people know something I don't. They have an opportunity that they are experiencing some success with, and I want to roll with these guys, right? So that was kind of part of where I've seen growth in Angela, and as far as my growth, I know I've been in this. I'm not necessarily new to the online world, but really online marketing was somewhat really new to me as far as really how do you do it, right? And really kind of marketing online and talking to people, about your opportunity and putting it in front of enough people and just the whole gamut is fun, but there's some stuff to learn. And in that comes the growth. You learn about yourself because there's some days where I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to keep going. I don't know if I want to keep doing this, right? But thank God I was hooked up with people like Antwan, where I could feed off of his energy, and he could just kind of speak into me sometimes when it's like, man, it's kind of one of those days, and
right.
He's been there. But hey, we lift each other up, we encourage each other and spur each other on, and I'm thankful for these relationships that I have in my life now because again, these are people that I see doing things with in the future, right? On whatever level. It might just stay here, but even if it does, this is great enough because of what we have a hold of and what we're doing. So, I don't know, Chris, if I kind of spoke to what you wanted me to speak to, but
yeah.
No, man, you did good, man.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, because I think you've pinpointed a couple of things, and one thing that stood out to me is the fact that, and you hit right on the head, if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not growing, right? And the co-founder of Empower Network says it all the time, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. right? You have to continuously push yourself. And I remember, I think back because, this isn't the first business that I've been a part of. I've been a part of other network marketing companies in the past and have failed miserably. I remember there was a specific company that when I first started out, my sponsor told me to just go pass out flyers and put them on apartment doors and just go find a crowd of people and hand out flyers to people and get as many people to our company meeting. And I was all alone. He wasn't there. He wasn't willing to go with me to pass out those flyers. He just told me to go do it, right? And so I remember the first time, and I went on a college campus in the town that I was in, and I remember just the fear of handing somebody a piece of paper was just incredible. I saw a crowd of people, and I walked up to them, and I looked the first person in the eye, and then I put my head down and I kept walking. And then I made like 3 or 4 laps around that campus, just afraid to hand a piece of paper to another person, right? And now, and I mean, thinking back past to even in high school, if some of you that I've invited to this remember me in high school, I was the shyest kid, literally the kid in the back of the class that never said 2 words the entire year, um, because I almost had an anxiety attack and peed in my pants when the teacher did roll call because I was so scared to say my name, right? To say that I was here in class that day. Those are some of the things that I've overcome. But how did I do it? It's because I got comfortable being uncomfortable. And even though that first time I went to hand out flyers, I didn't hand out one flyer. I ended up getting on the train and going back home, right? But then I woke up the next day and said, you know what? I didn't do it yesterday, but I'm going to do it today. And I handed a flyer out, and it wasn't that bad. And then I handed another flyer out, and it wasn't that bad. I never made any sales in that business or made any progress, but you know what happened? I grew a little bit. I got a little bit more comfortable with myself and with my abilities, and my self-confidence increased just a little bit, right? Fast forward to now, I think a common thing that everybody had talked about is that we're always growing, right? We're always learning. And so there may be times where maybe, maybe you don't see yourself getting on a Hangout with, like we are here. Maybe you don't see yourself speaking on camera. But I'm going to tell you, if you continue to make the effort, you're going to continue to improve and you're going to continue to get better. And it's just about taking action, making a decision to improve yourself. Right. And when you make that decision, that's 90% of the battle, right? When you make that decision, and what that allows you to do is that it attracts to you people, circumstances, events, resources that will help you with that other 10%, that will help you and inspire you to take action, that will help to hold you accountable when you don't feel like doing it or when you feel like giving up, right? And so what's so inspiring to me is, someone like Angela coming on who's there with her family. You could just see how much she loves her family, how much she loves her kids, and it's inspiring to me to see her want to better herself and want to provide for her family. Because I've seen so many people who just take things for granted and who just sort of take the cards that they're dealt and, have the attitude of, oh, woe is me, or, oh, I have to sacrifice, or, oh, I'm stuck in this situation. But it's people like the people that are on this panel, as well as the 160,000 people that have joined the Empower Network community, made a decision, they took action to better themselves, right? And so, Angela, as a stay-at-home mom, I just want to hear a little bit about maybe your mindset or your reasons.
Chris kind of froze up right there.
I actually, Ellis reminded me that I actually lived with my mom and dad for 2.5 years, and 2 women in the same kitchen is not good. And I don't want to go back to that. So that's some of the reasons why I did this, and we needed another income.
So, but what was that situation like for you, though?
Well, it was a built-in babysitter. That was one of the good things, but it was just it was hectic all the time because there was four grown-ups in the same household, and making dinner was it was and we got out of that and moved into an apartment finally because my husband got a job, and we're here now, and I want my dream house.
Right. So you visualize that dream house, the dream of what you want to see and what you want to see your family in is that something that we would always talk about. And I know you would post those pictures about those homes. Ellis would post pictures. I would post pictures. Chris posts pictures, and it's just like it's just one of those things that just makes people it allows people to dream. So I know when you would post those pictures about the house, it would make me go back to the images that I have for me that I want for my own life. So what is that for you though?
It is my husband sitting next to me working online and being in a paid for home, and my kids having the actual toy room that they can have. And
Right. See, and that's the great thing about this opportunity. And just to let everyone know, just a huge income disclaimer: we can't guarantee that you will come a part of Empower or come a part of our team and make all of this money like overnight. But then again, you may be that freaking natured person that can do that. But we can't guarantee you that you're going to come in here and just make money just right off of the back, or even make money at all, because we really don't know who you are. We don't know your work ethics. We don't know your reason. We don't know if your why is strong enough that's going to take you to that next level. So just to issue out that huge income disclaimer, we can't guarantee you that you're going to make anything. You may make a lot, and you may not make anything. So we just had to let that be known, just for those people that are out there watching. Chris, that's just wicked, dude. That's just weird.
Yeah.
I,
now I'm not the only girl.
I feel like I'm watching a Powerpuff Girls show or something. I feel like I'm watching Powerpuff Girls, but that's weird.
I just had to segue here. I got
Wait,
inspired.
wait a minute. Your wig is crooked and it's throwing me off.
I think this is freezing up my computer, so I apologize for that. Let me get this taken care of here.
Man, that transformation is just you getting lost in translation.
Not crazy.
Oh my gosh,
But-
funny. It's funny. That's funny.
But you know what's cool about that? We can all joke around. We can get on Hangouts like this, and I can put on pink wigs and sunglasses, and I don't care. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting here, like Antwan said, in huge income disclaimer. But I can sit here on Hangouts wearing pink wigs and make money, right? And build a business while having a life, right? It doesn't matter what life it is. It doesn't matter what type of lifestyle it is, right? It's all accepted, right?
Right.
And what's great about Empower Network is the diversity, right? Is we have so many different people from so many different backgrounds that feel comfortable with who they are, but all feel accepted, a part of this community, because everybody has a light to shine, and everybody has a story, and everybody has experiences that others can benefit from, right? That others can learn from. And what's so cool about it is we can all come together with all of our differences and find common themes, common things that bring us together as people, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all people.
Right.
And so I want to segue here and talk a little bit about, you might be watching this, you might be saying, it's great to hear about, overcoming challenges. It's great to hear about people taking action. But what is this business, right? What is this business? Well, this community is the largest blogging network on the internet, right? And we get paid to share our story, whatever that story is. Because what's so powerful about that is the fact that just by sharing our story, we can inspire so many other people. We can shine a light on so many other people that may be struggling with the same sort of thing, whether it be a drug addiction, whether it be helplessness or depression issues, whether it be just living paycheck to paycheck and wanting to better yourself financially. Whatever it is, you can step into this and help to overcome those issues. You know, one of the things for me, I don't know if you can even see it, but for me, it's something that I was really self-conscious of. I have a misaligned jaw. I don't know if you can tell, but I was so self-conscious that when I would get in front of the camera, I would be like trying to like cover up my lips and talk just a certain way so nobody saw that, right? And I can get on camera and talk about stuff like this and not even care because, you know what I mean? Because it's part of who I am, and if somebody doesn't like me as a person or us as a person, we have just an amazing community of people that do care about us and that are there to support us, and that are there to work with us. And so here's what I want to do. I want to just share a little activity here. This is something that sort of helped me to transition. So if you have a pen and paper, take it out. Take out a pen and paper, and what I want you to do is just draw 4 boxes. So if you can see, I have here just a piece of paper, just a line down and a line across, right? And in the box on the top left-hand corner, I want you to write the question: what are 7 things that I absolutely have to do in life for my life to be complete? Right? What are 7 things? And you know, it might take a while to come up with the 7 things, but you know, take it seriously. And then in the box to the right of that, the top right-hand box, I want you to write the question: what are 7 things I feel I ought to be doing that I'm not doing right now, right? And if you can come up with 7 things to fill those 2 boxes, then, and you're not currently doing them, then that probably means that you're not truly living up to your life purpose. And I want you to think about that. I want you to give good thought to those questions. Because back in 2008, when pretty close to when I was at rock bottom, I had read a book that shared that very activity. And I think it was the book Multiple Streams of Income by Robert Allen. But it was that activity that, you know, when I did it, and I was reading the book, I don't know what inspired me to do it, but I did the activity and I wrote it down and I saved that piece of paper. And I sort of just shoved it aside. I moved, it got put in boxes. And just this past year, I found that piece of paper. And I actually have it hanging up on my wall up here. And when I look at those 7 things, I'm just going to read off some of them. The first one is to become a positive and successful role model, to become an entrepreneur, to be a good dad, husband, son, to create a successful business that allows me to travel, right? Those are just some of the things that I listed. And I had no idea how I was going to do those things. But like we were talking about earlier, as you go through your journey, and if you set a positive intention and you take this seriously and you make a decision and say, this is the direction that I want my life to go. And as we were talking about with Angela, how, you know, the dream house that you want, if you imagine that and you imagine yourself living that life now, you're gonna I don't know how it happens, I just know that it happens, that you start to attract people, places, resources, events, journeys that help to bring those dreams to reality, right? So the thing is that it's okay to dream, that this is a safe place for you to share your dreams, to start to dream again, because maybe they got shoved under the table of corporate America, or maybe they sort of got set aside when you started to build your family, or maybe you're just in a situation right now where you're just in a hole, whether it be financially or otherwise, right? I want to tell you that it's okay to dream and answer those 14 questions, come up with those 14 items, and see what it is that you want, right? And then in the bottom boxes, what I want you to do, so the box on the bottom left-hand side, I want you to write 7 things that you're good at, your 7 talents that you have, right? And then the box on the right-hand side on the bottom, 7 things that you love to do, right? And so I want you to see how many of those things match up. But what you're doing there is you're setting an intention of the person that you want to become, right? You might not have any idea of how you want to become that person, but you're moving in that direction just by making a decision that no matter what it takes, no matter what it is that you experience in life, that you're going to work towards becoming that person. And you're going to be amazed by, if you take it serious, you're going to be amazed at how well that it works, right? So that's the first step, to make a decision, to join us, join a team, because we help you with creating a business plan that incorporates your dreams, your intentions, your ambitions, and we give you a plan of action, right, with this business, right? And we help you create a financial action plan. So we have resources to help you do that. So not only are we, telling you to go ahead, go out there, take that leap of faith and join us and start your business, but we have the resources to help you do that, right? So we can help you, and we're a part of the larger prosperity team, which is 4,000 people strong, right? Probably more than that by the time that you're watching this, who are all here to help you and inspire you. And I'm going to tell you, when you go to events that we have across the country, so Empower Network has events just about every 3 months all over the country. As a matter of fact, the regional events are coming up here very quickly. So it's the perfect time for you to join us and get to one of those events, because I'm going to tell you, what helped me to really transform was getting to an event and actually seeing it for myself, right? Actually I went to the event in Atlanta, Georgia. This was the very first event that Empower Network put on. And at the time, I hadn't really done anything with it. I hadn't made a decision yet. I hadn't taken it seriously. But then I got around people who had a common vision, who had the common level of ambition, who were going in a direction or who had achieved things that I was looking to achieve. And I went full forward with it, right? I went full steam ahead, and at the time I was actually working as a bank manager for a financial institution. And so 6 months coming out of that event, I was making enough with this business. And again, full income disclosure, so we're not guaranteeing that you're going to make a certain level of income. But for me, because I had made a decision and I took action inside my business, 6 months after going to that event, I was making enough income to replace my income as a bank manager, right? And so I was able to go full-time in my business and actually work towards fulfilling one of those 7 things on my list, right? So now that allowed me to spend more time with my family, and that allowed me to travel to go to different events. And before you knew it, without even thinking about it, those 7 things that I listed in that box in the upper left-hand corner, I started fulfilling those one by one without even realizing it, right? So for you, what I want you to do is to set your intention and to take it seriously, make a decision. And what's great about this is that, so many people ask, but what is the business? What is the product, right? We have many different products. We have a blogging platform, like we talked a little bit about, where you're able to share your story and attract like-minded people. But we also have powerful training products that can help you and literally give you a blueprint and show you how to build your business online, how to market. We have products like the 15K formula, the master's course, the Costa Rica intensive, and these are all products that once you get inside of this business and once you join now, you're going to be able to use those as a tool, as a roadmap to get you to wherever it is that you want to go, right? But when so many people ask me that, what are your products? I mean, when you think about it, those aren't our real products. The real products in our business is people, right? Getting to know people. That's really what we're in the business of. And if you like getting to know people, and if you are good at it, then this is the business for you. And if you want to maybe enhance your life by meeting people and getting inspired by people and inspiring others, then this is the business for you. Because that's really what it is. It's a business of helping people to achieve their goals. You know, at first, when you first join, especially when you're new, right, we're here to help you. But then you're going to get to that certain point to where, you know, you grow and you learn and you become a leader, probably faster than you'll think. And you'll be able to share your insight, share your experiences, and share your knowledge with others and help to uplift them and inspire them and help them to get to wherever it is that they want to go in life, right? So that's the beauty of this business. And so that being said, what I want to do is I just want to go around the horn one more time and really just get everyone's closing thoughts, really just to bring this discussion full circle, and we'll go from there. And so, who wants to start? Oh, I heard a beep from Angela, so that must mean she wants to go.
I'll jump in there. Um,
Awesome.
you know, just to kind of close it on home today is, and I saw this picture and posted it actually on my Facebook fan page, and it's a statement that basically says, a year from now, you wish you had started today. Now, you know, that's not a threat or, you know, kind of telling you that, you know, you're not going to be successful at anything if you don't join us today. But you know, what it's saying, okay, is that, and it might not be this business. It may be something else. But what is it in your life? You know, if you're projecting, looking down the road a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you don't want to be in the same place where you're at, kind of like Antwan said, if you look back 5 years ago, are you still in that same place that you were back then? And if you're looking 5 years ahead and you don't want to be where you are now, what decision do you need to make today so that you're not wishing a year from now, I wish I would have started back then? Get in the game. If this is something that you have an interest in, if any of your curiosity has been piqued about, you know, what is this, the viral blogging platform? What is Empower Network? You know, who's this team? You know, these guys that's on this panel right here, and Chris talked about Prosperity Team and so forth. Click the Learn More button. But if something has resonated with you from anyone up here, then click the Join Now button and just become, you know, a part of this family. You might not see, like Chris said, you might not ever see yourself on a Hangout. You know, I used to look at people on the Hangout and go, man, how do those guys do that? How did they get there on that Hangout? Now I know, hey, I'm on the Hangout, right? You know, there was a point in my time in my journey here where I didn't have videos up on YouTube, you know, and now I got like 80-something videos up there, you know, and that was a growth process for me of getting in front of the camera, you know, and just getting comfortable, and you know, it's not all about, oh, okay, you know, my face looks funny, or my, you know, my eye twitches, or, you know, my head's shaped, you know, just do the dumb video, right, and put it up there. Why? Because somebody is going to relate to you. Somebody's going to like you. Say, you know what, he looks weird, but you know, that guy's kind of cool. I want to see what he has going on, right? And you're just going to touch somebody's life that way by, you know, what has been said here, of you putting your voice out there, you putting yourself out there, and you know, people get to see who you are, and then they're going to join you and see what business you're a part of because they related to you. So again, you know, just to bring it on home, you know, if this is something that has piqued your interest, then start tonight. Okay, if you're ready to change the course of your life and where you're headed, and you say, hey, you know what, I do have dreams. There are things in my future that I want. You know, material, relational, spiritual, whatever they are. You know, get around some positive people, some people that are doing things with their life, that are growing and moving, and learn some stuff from some people. We don't know it all, right? But we read, we listen to positive information from people who have been down the road a little further than us, and we're learning, and we want to bring you along in that journey with us. So get started today, or click the button that says learn more. That's my piece.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, well, go ahead, Angela.
I was just going to say what Ella said.
Oh my, that's funny. Angela's the nervous one, but she works good, and she works behind the scenes. But trust me, there's a lot more to her than meets the eye. But you know, hey, I just wanna give this close right now, that you know, just to piggyback off of Chris and Ellis and Angela and everything that's going on. Everyone has a dream. You have a dream. I believe that everyone has a purpose life. Trust me, you're not here just to be here. When you were created for a particular reason, and there is absolutely nobody out of all the 7+ billions of people on this planet, there is no one identical to you. No one has the same fingerprint, no one has the same facial expression, no one has the same makeup, nothing. When you were created, the blueprint was thrown out. There is no one like you. So understand this, you have a particular purpose in this life, and there is somebody waiting on you to fulfill your goals and your desires and your aspirations, because you are their answer. But the only way that you can become their answer is that you have to be able to solve the problems that you're going through right now. Dave Sharp, one of our co-founders, made this statement. He said, don't complain through your problems. Get through them, then talk about them. I didn't understand that concept until I met with one of my sponsor, and she encouraged me to write, tell my story. I really didn't want to do it because I was shameful. I felt guilty. I didn't feel as though I had the wherewithal to do it. But here I am. I started writing my first blog. And on the cusp of that, I was ready to just give it up. I was ready to walk away because I wasn't seeing any activity going on. And 2 days later, I get a message from her that said, you know what, bruh, your blog is ranked #3 on the first page of Google. Totally freaked me out. And I'm looking at the people above me. It's Dr. Phil and some other gentleman that I have no idea about. By the end of that night, my blog, Creating Your Life the Way You See It, was ranked #1. And to this day, it's still ranked #1. And that goes to show you the power of your own voice, the power of your vision. Trust me, you have a purpose. And when as you click in this link right now, understand this. Don't think about it. Just click the link and know that there are people up here that's going to help you to get to where you're trying to go, because they absolutely helped me. My voice is out there, and I know that I get to touch somebody's life. And right now, we're touching somebody's life across this, wherever you are. Somebody's life is being touched by the words that have been spoken by every one of these individuals on this panel. Trust me, my life was touched when the words were spoken to me, and I made the decision to change my life. And it doesn't matter what I have to go through in order to get there, because I'm willing to go through the journey to get to that destination, because I know there is so much more waiting for me on the other side as long as I continue to stay in the hunt. There's so many of us that have crossed that journey, that have walked that journey, will look back or look ahead and say, oh my God, man, I can't believe how far I have to go still. not realizing by looking back, they see just how far they've actually come. Don't focus on where you're going. Don't focus on where. Just keep on putting your feet. Don't focus on the how. Just focus on your why. Why are you willing to change your life today? I guarantee you. I wrote a blog the other day, and I wrote a statement, and I'll end with this. It says, the only person that is holding you back is a reflection in your mirror. Your mirror. And the only people that are holding you back are the people that you choose not to let go of. You choose not to let go of. You were created to create. You were created to be powerful. Use your voice, use yourself, and use your purpose to walk in your purpose. And I guarantee you, you'll see the magnitude of your being, and you'll see how many lives you actually touch when you just decide to make the decision to say, I'm going to be my best me. And I guarantee you, and as you continue to be the best you, the best will always come to you. So wherever you are, click the link below. Don't hesitate. Just click the link below and just get in and just go for it. And we're here waiting on you on the other side just to take you aboard and take you and show you everything that you need to know to change your life. Don't hesitate. Click the link right now. And I guarantee you the transformation that you're going to make in the next 30, 60, 90 days, as you look back on yourself, when you give fully of yourself, you're going to see that you changed. It's apparent for you. Understand the journeys that you've already gone through, they were not by accident, they were by design. But it's up to you to figure out what those reasons were. Trust me, there was a reason why you went through what you went through. Now, it's up to you to answer the calling. So click the link below. Don't hesitate. Just click the link below. We're waiting for you on the other side. And for all the people that have reached out, that I invited from Moscow to Turkey, hey, I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next couple of days. I look forward to connecting with you. So God bless and be blessed.
Wow, thank you so much, Antwan. And, just to piggyback off of all the wisdom that everybody on this panel shared, the thought comes to mind, and you might have heard this before. If the why is important enough, then there's no how that's too difficult.
That's right.
When I think back to particularly when I was struggling in life, or when I was stuck, right? It was always me that was holding myself back. And I tend to be the analytical type of person that has to understand the master plan and have the exact blueprint before I even move forward. But going through this process, what I realized is that very mindset is what kept me stuck. I've always found myself, number one, trying to recreate the wheel, right? And create this big old huge contraption of whatever it was, and come to find out that it's this big old complex machine that only puts the golf ball 10 feet, doesn't do anything else, right?
Right.
I always came up with this big master plan and had to know every single detail, and every I had to be dotted and T had to be crossed before I took any amount of action, right? That was me in my previous network marketing companies. But what I realized is that if you focus all of your energy on why you're doing it, and you focus in the direction of your dreams, where you want to go, that the how will take care of itself, right? The blueprint will magically show up with the people that come into your life, with the circumstances that you find yourself in, if you have your mind in the right direction, right? And if you're focused on the person that you want to become, your self-confidence will naturally grow, right? And one of the people that I like to listen to is Bob Proctor. And if you're familiar with him, he is probably one of the most influential self-development, personal development gurus. Maybe you agree with him, maybe you don't. But the fact is, he talked about the fact that when you make that decision to change, you're going to encounter all of the things that are holding you back right now, and be thankful that life loves you enough to show you those things that are holding you back, to show you those things that are keeping you stuck, whatever those circumstances are, whatever, maybe it's an addiction, maybe it's the fact that you're struggling financially, maybe it's relationship issues. But remember this, that life loves you enough to show you those things, because it's those things that you have to really cut the cords from to move forward, to improve, right? To overcome those things. And so focus in the direction of your dreams. That's what I want to end on. And if you do that, and if you surround yourself with like-minded people and with people that have the same vision and the same ambition, you're going to get to wherever it is that you want to go. All right. So does anyone else want to add anything else before we close out this hangout? All right. Well, again, thank you, panelists, Ellis, Antwan, Angela, for all of the insight that you shared. I was inspired. I was taking notes. I have a page full of notes here just from things that everybody was talking about. And so just goes to show you that you're always learning and growing. And we're going to keep this a regular thing on Tuesday night. So tune in 9 p.m. Eastern time and come hang out with us every week, because we want you on the panel here with us, sharing your story, sharing your experiences, and inspiring other people around the world, from Turkey to Moscow. You know, we were looking at the traffic before we got on this hangout, and you know, Turkey, both Antwan and Angela were inviting people from literally all over the world tuning in to this hangout simply because they shared the opportunity, right? They passed out that flyer that I was so scared to 5 years ago. But the great thing about our business is now that we can reach so many people online with things like Facebook and social media and the amazing blogging platform that we have. So what I'll tell you is stay tuned to our hangout next week. We have some exciting things going on with Empower Network. We're launching a brand new blogging platform that's really going to revolutionize the game, right? That's all I'm going to say. So you'll want to hear about that next week. You're going to want to see how powerful this is. What's so amazing about Empower Network is the fact that over 160,000 members made the decision, just like you're making right now. They clicked the join button, just like you're probably doing right now, right? I could see your hand gravitating to your mouse and gravitating to that join button and pressing down. Don't just press it, pound on it. Pound on that button, click it, join now, join our team, and you're just going to see how many people we're going to reach. You know, Empower Network is ranked currently the 84th most trafficked site in the United States, in the top 200 in the world, and we're launching a brand new blogging platform that's going to allow us to take what we do online and take it to the mobile environment, right? A lot of the internet activity nowadays is on cell phones, and so we're moving in that direction. And mark my words, right? Is this a guarantee of the company? No, this is Chris Vicenti's opinion, right? So I want you to take it at that. But Empower Network is going to be in the top 10 sites in the United States within the next few years, if sooner. So tune in. We appreciate you.
Going down.
That's right. We appreciate you. We want to connect with you, and we thank you so much for spending your time with us. And we'll be back with you soon.